I've got 10 minutes or so to talk to you a little bit about engagement, and in particular, how to engage hard to reach, less engaged general audience. And just for context, I think Gabby sort of suggested this topic because ultimately I spend a bit of time talking to her about National Science Week with Anita, who you'll meet a little bit later. And I also spend a bit of time going around mainly Queensland doing World Science Festival with Dr. Rob, who's sitting over there, who might not be talking. Oh, there we go. So I do get an opportunity to kind of get around Queensland and to engage kids in science, right? And my particular brand of science is computer science. And it's really about kind of getting rid of that fear of technology. And so if you look up on the slide, you'll see me there walking the virtual plank. And that's what I often do at things like World Science Festival. Rob knows this well, putting kids in the elevator, the virtual elevator. They go up 80 floors, the doors open, and there's a wooden plank sticking out. And all they have to do is walk along it and step off it. I'll put them in this VR headset or various VR headsets to do it. At some point, if you want to bail me up and make you walk the virtual plank, let me know. It feels very real. It's amazingly real, even though you know that you're actually in Gladstone, Chinchilla, or wherever it is, and the floors are not actually 80 floors above the ground. So it's really good at helping people understand tech. And yes, lots of kids just do it for the fun, but I always have a few that come up afterwards and say, hey, how can I make this a career? And so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that and how that works. Oh, there is? Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Saved me walking around you. But before I do that, I did the obligatory who I use slide. I think Andy did a pretty good job, though, of introducing me. The highlight things I always use when I talk about me and why I'm the dude standing up in front of you is either A, I won an award for teaching excellence in 2020 from University of Australia for physical sciences and related studies. Last time they ever awarded it, but that's because they changed the category names after that. The other reason is that I am president of a society called Astrolite, the Australasian. I love the way he stumbled over it. The Australasian Society for Computers in Learning in Tertiary Education. We are Australasia's premier technology enhanced learning society. So they're sort of the big picture items as to why I often get tapped to do something like this. But really, I do want to talk to you today about engagement. Oh, and sorry, the other thing is if you want the sort of the official, serious thing that Mike does, it is actually the Create Lab by Professor Tech, which Andy mentioned as well. And the Create Lab, we do educational technology research. So as well as putting kids in VR and making them walk off planks, we use VR for things like paramedic science or anatomy or teaching computer science, right? That's the serious educational technology research that I do. But I kind of wanted this is something else as well, but I'll skip that. But I did really want to spend more time than anything else talking about some tips for engaging those hard to reach audiences. And I made this one an infographic. I might put it on LinkedIn later and let's see how it lands. It will either work really well or it'll be an absolute total disaster. So let's see which way it goes, because I came up with 5 tips which I linked to the 5 senses for engaged regional science communication. And so I'll put the infographic up for you in a second. You can maybe see it a little bit there. Oh, you can actually see it not too bad on the right-hand side, so I might just leave it on the slide. But if you can't see it, I can put it up bigger. So the 5 things I wanted to sort of say to you. How do you engage with these hard to reach audiences? Number 1 is everybody always comes to me afterwards and says, geez, Michael, you're so passionate. You're so excited about your topic. Goodness, I've only got 3 minutes left already. You're so excited about your topic. And I think that's really good. And it's easy to do. We're all excited about bugs or, mixing chemicals together or, rocks or whatever it is that you're doing, health if you're Sammy, right? It's what your topic is and you're passionate about it. Show the students that passion and they'll take on that passion and they'll be passionate about the topic. And again, some of them will go, why does this guy like rocks? But others will go, hey, didn't realize somebody could do that. With that in mind, have a clear focused message is my second tip, right? So have that clear focused message. For me, it's about a fear of technology, removing that fear of technology. And that drives everything I do. Everything I write is about removing that fear. So when a journalist rings me and says to me, Mike, can you talk about how technology is a really bad thing and we shouldn't have it in classrooms and all of those kinds of things, I say, no, I'm not your guy, right? I'm here to talk about removing the fear of technology. So that's my number 2 tip. My number 3 tip is make it fun, right? And that doesn't need to be VR, although that works for me. I've had students that come go to things like World Science Festival and just are so excited to look through a microscope and look at bugs, right, close up, or talk to somebody about shark teeth. There's somebody that does a lot of our National Science Week stuff, Mario, who talks about frogs and sharks and shark teeth. And I don't know, I'm not into frogs and sharks and things, but she always has a bunch of students interested in talking to her about it, but she brings along a whole bunch of things and she tries to make it very interactive and make them engage, give them interesting facts. This one's a hard one, preference saying yes. My wife always tells me that I never say no, right? And that's probably true. And by the way, I'm leaving after this to go to Melbourne for a conference for a week, but when they said to me, hey, you want to come this morning? I said, yeah, I can do that. Yeah. Saying yes gets your name out there, gets you known as an expert, and then all of a sudden more people are interested in having you come along. So say yes to what you can, although don't tell my wife that I told you that. We'll get in trouble. And then number 5 is travel far and wide, right? It's amazing to go to places like Chinchilla, or for National Science Week, we went to Cloncurry, right? Cloncurry is near Mount Isa. Right, and there are 3,000 people total in Cloncurry. That's all the babies and all the old people and all the parents, all the school kids as well, right? We had 200 people come to our event, our launch event in Cloncurry. That's like almost 10% of the town. Probably every young person that's in the town, I suspect, right? That's impactful. We train Cloncurry about science, and for World Science Festival, we do that for Gladstone, we do that for Town School, we do that for Chinchilla, which I've mentioned a couple of times. So getting out there and connecting with things can really make an impact. It really does make you feel like you're making a difference. And if you want to see those things sort of reflected as the senses, this was me trying my best to sort of map them to feel, see, smell, hear, and taste. I won't go through the senses, but that's my best attempt to try and connect those together. I'll stick it up on LinkedIn afterwards and you can follow me and see it there. So those are Mike's 5 quick tips. 5 quick tips for engaging those regional, hard to reach audiences, right? Ultimately, it is about communication. This is the Science Communication Network. It is about that communication, but hopefully I gave you a few more specifics that helps. If you do want to connect with me, then there's all of my various bits and bobs, including my LinkedIn page. Feel free to connect me on LinkedIn. I don't use Twitter very much these days, but it's up there if you want to. Or if you're feeling really old-fashioned, you can send me an email if you'd like. And if you Google me, you'll find lots of other stuff of me on the internet as well, lots of videos of me talking, things like that. I felt like I had to finish with this one though. I mentioned that I'm going to a conference. I mentioned that I'm president of Ascolite. Ascolite is an awesome society for technology enhanced learning. If for some reason you go, oh yeah, I'm into educational technology and technology enhanced learning and want to join Ascolite, scan the QR code and you can come and you can join the society. It might be a bit quick for you to come to the conference, which starts on Sunday, right? But you can join the society, and that's Michael's plug as president. Tell them that I did that, right? That's about it. I showed you this slide earlier. I showed you this website earlier, michael@cowling.com. If you want all of those details, that's a good place to go as well. Apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for your time, for my very quick wind up. Angie's winding me up, Michael, you know. Thank you very much.